Well, hello. Today is July 22nd. It's time for my Weight Watchers weekly meeting highlights. Mouthful. This time it's called Tap the Power of Mindfulness. It kind of looks like there's nothing on the cover. It looks like a really boring cover. Trying to get the glare out of my eyes. Music, ma'am, there's no hope. If you wear glasses, you're going to get the glare no matter what. I'll try to adjust the light, but I don't think that's going to matter. No, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, it was about your mindfulness. And she started off with a quote, which I loved. It was called, "Believe in you." If you don't believe in yourself, who's going to believe in you? You have to believe in yourself. And I do believe in myself. And I do believe I'm going to do it this time. On my vision board, we got the new one called Embrace. And so, I just throw them on anywhere. I don't really pay that much mind to where I'm going to put it. And the good news, let's get up. Drum roll, please. I'm in the 50s. I weighed this morning 259.9 for a 2-point loss. And I have lost 44.3 pounds altogether. I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy I'm in the 50s. It took me a long time. It took me since November of 2015. So that's a long time coming. But I'm on my way down, and I'm going to be doing really well. I know that. Now my next goal is to have I have a doctor's scale, so I want to click it under put it onto the 200 rather than the 250 to start off with. So I have to lose 9 pounds to do that. Well, 9.9. But I'm going to do it. I don't have a doubt. So anyway, I'm going to make a copy of this at the end so that you can check it out. But she was just saying about your mindfulness. You have to tap into the power of the mindfulness. And mindfulness is being aware in the here and the now. And that's just awareness. You're supposed to always be aware of your surroundings. You know, when you're traveling or something, always be aware of cars around you. If you're walking somewhere, obstacles in the way. If you watch videos, you see that people just like texting and then they fall into holes and they trip over things. You have to be aware of what's going on around you. And you have to be aware of everything around you, whether it's good or bad. And you got to take yourself off of autopilot. How many times have you gone somewhere like you're going to go to church or to the store, and you're just not even aware that you're driving there, and then all of a sudden you're at the store and you think, I don't remember driving here. I don't remember. It's because you weren't aware. You were just like in a autopilot, and your body and your mind just know, I'm going to the store. This is the way to get to the store, and I'm going to go there. The same thing with your food. If you just, how many times have you eaten something and not really just sat down and enjoyed it? I've done that many times. Like I'll wolf down a donut. And then afterwards I'm thinking, I didn't really enjoy that donut because I don't remember eating it. So then you have a second donut. You don't really need the second donut, but you have no memory of eating the first donut. So, you can have a donut on your plan, figure in the points, but then each bite, savor that bite. Just think of how good it tastes, how much you like it, and it's just this one thing that you're going to have, and you're going to get right back on track, and you're going to have fruit or vegetables or something for your next snack. But this time you just had that craving, and you just had to satisfy that craving. It's always better to satisfy a craving right away than to let it build up, because from my own experience, if I let it build up, then I binge. And when I binge, I binge. You see how big my meals are as they are, so you can only imagine what I would consider binging, because I eat quite a bit at each meal. I know that. It's just a habit that I have. It's a bad habit. Like for my breakfast, I could really divide it into 2 meals, but I don't. I don't know why. I have no answer for that. I just don't have an answer for it. Well, I do have an answer. I think that the reason is I always still, even with Weight Watchers, I still have the mindset that you have to be hungry to lose weight. And that's not true. The more you eat properly, the more weight you're going to lose. So I just haven't got into that mindset, and I have to be mindful of that and get into that frame of thought, because it'll work if I do it. I'm really proud of the 2 pounds I lost. As I told you, I went to a funeral last week and I ate at the funeral. Jim and I went to Olive Garden on Monday for dinner, and it's kind of hard to eat under points at Olive Garden. You could, but Who am I kidding? I'm not. And then on Tuesday, I went with my siblings. I went to not the Outback, Texas Roadhouse. And then I ate leftovers on Wednesday. So for a 2-pound loss, and I didn't walk all week. I think I walked one day, maybe two, but because it's just been so hot and muggy, and I just haven't walked. So 2 pounds with no exercise and eating out 3 meals is quite an accomplishment for me, and I'm really proud of that fact. And everything I did eat, even when I was at Olive Garden, I enjoyed every bit of that bite. I didn't wolf it down. I savored every bite, and I tracked it, and then I got right back on the bandwagon. The old Sandy would have waited until the following Monday, or at least till I weighed in on Saturday and then start all over again. That's not who I am now. If I go off for whatever reason, I'm right back on at the next meal, and that's just my way I'm going to eat the rest of my life. And it's not a punishment, and it's not depriving myself of anything. It's what I want to do. But being more mindful can boost your well-being, optimism, and self-esteem. It can help you more easily see the positive changes on and off the scale. Like I said, I've not lost a lot of weight in the last year. I've gained and lost and gained and lost. I've lost a lot of weight, but I've gained a lot of weight too. But I can feel the difference in my clothes. I see the difference in how I sleep and how I just feel generally, and just how much I'm able to move. I can get around so much more, and I just feel 100% better. When you make healthier choices in your food activities, it can help you stay motivated and stay on track with your weight loss and your healthy living process, and your progress too. And mindfulness can help you manage negative emotions such as stress, sadness, anxiety, and so on, without turning to food as a way to comfort you. I am very mindful of the fact, and I've told you this in the past, in my younger life, I was very bad with money, and I struggled each month to make the bills pay because I was so bad with money. And my reward after I did my monthly budget was to have something fattening to eat. And it wasn't so much a reward, it was just something to calm me down. But now I still do my budget, and for the longest time, even though I have the money to get all my bills paid for the month, my mind still said, okay, you did your budget, let's go get something fattening to eat. Well, now I'm mindful of that, and I don't do that anymore. I know that if I want to have something to eat, I can have something like a piece of fruit, which is kind of sugary, or sometimes I might just have a candy bar. I'll be honest with you, I just might, but it's just a candy bar. Whereas before, I would have had I would have went to the store, got some pop, got some pizza, had some cupcakes, and then probably had a candy bar later on in the day. I don't do that anymore. I know that that won't work for me. So what they're trying to suggest that we do is just breathe. And she was saying that you should just take a moment and breathe. And it sounds really easy, doesn't it? That's what you do every day. You do it without even thinking. If you don't do it, you're going to die. But I mean, you just do it. It's just automatic. But what you want to do is you want to sit real comfortable in a chair. A lot of times, I do this in the morning when I first wake up. Before I get out of bed, I say my prayers. I thank God that I, woke up in the morning, that I have a good life, and I pray for everybody on YouTube, my family, the whole gizmet of it. But I do just sit there and think and breathe. And so I do it laying in the bed. You can do it sitting in a chair. You can do it laying in the bed. And then you want to really tune into your body, and you want to just think, did I sleep the wrong way? Let's relax, try to relax that muscle. Maybe you twitched your back or something, like I did my knee the other day. And just take a moment to relax. You want to pay attention to your breath, and just that you really do feel better. Even if you're stressed, or if you're in a stressful situation, if you just take a moment just to sit and catch your breath and just concentrate on your breathing, it really helps. If you hyperventilate, the first thing they do is have you breathe in a bag because they want you to be made aware of your breathing. And so it just makes sense. And sometimes, we know this of me, if you've watched me long enough, your mind wanders. And you don't know what's going on. I do that all the time. My mind always wanders, and I have to rein it back in. But there's nothing wrong with that. It's hard. Try to just, for 1 minute, sit there and not think of anything, because you're going to think, well, I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything. Well, you're thinking of something. So it's hard. You have to really concentrate. So meditation, people think it's just like a joke, but it is really hard to do. But then you want to really breathe mindfully, really pay attention to your breath and what's going on. So the Think Again page tells you the unhelpful thought is, oh, I should show you the page. There you go. I don't have time to sit around and breathe. But the helpful thought is, I don't need a lot of time to practice mindfulness. I can do it when I wake up before I get out of bed for a minute or two, which is what I do. If you're driving, you can just pay attention to your breathing. You can still pay attention to the road, but pay attention to your breathing. An unhelpful thought is, whenever I try it, my mind wanders. They must have been talking about me right there. But it's normal that my mind wanders. It's just to acknowledge those stray thoughts and bring my mind back to the present. I do it so much. We all know that. So the inspiration from the community, I did like this one. My mindfulness practice helps while running. I count each step and it clears my thoughts. I give myself a little challenge. I listen to music while I'm walking, and I will have a particular song. I'll know how long that particular song is, and then I'll gauge how many houses I want to walk, and I pretend like I'm on the Amazing Race, and I have to cross over the finish line before the song ends. And I have a destination, and I'm concentrating on that, and I do it. That's just who I am. Another thought is, I find that the more thoughtful and mindful I am of my life, the better I am with this whole food thing. Don't be always constantly thinking about, what am I going to eat next? What am I going to have for breakfast? What am I going to have for lunch? What am I going to have for dinner? I know you need to have somewhat of a plan of what you're going to eat, but don't dwell on it. You didn't dwell on it when you were worried about going to McDonald's or Burger King or getting a pizza or something like that. You just, I'm going to go to Burger King. I'm going to get a Whopper. You know, you just did it. So if you have all the healthy foods in your house, you have, succeeded in that sense, that you're not going to make a bad choice. Now, granted, you're going to have to make mindful of your eating for the week when you're shopping, because you want to make sure you have all the healthy foods in your house. But don't stress about the food. If you stress about the food, it's just going to make it worse. It really is. I tend to always eat the same things. It's just who I am. I'm not a big try something different type of person. I know what I like, and I know what the points are. I eat it. I don't get tired of it. I never got tired of Taco Bell. I never got tired of Burger King. I don't get tired of eating Weight Watchers. I just really don't. Not to say that every once in a while I'm not going to splurge and have a Whopper or a Burger King or like a Taco Bell or something. I am, but I'll figure my points, move on, and just go down with it. I'm not going to deprive myself of something, but I'm not going to dwell on the fact that I don't have it anymore, because I do. I still have it. Okay, the recipe is for easy bean and cheese top hot dogs. A little secret about Sandy. Sandy has not had a hot dog in this mouth since 1971. I had so many hot dogs growing up. My mother did hot dogs every imaginable way you could think of. And I swore when I left my mother's house I'd never eat another hot dog, and I didn't. My family loves hot dogs, but I don't. But, you might like this recipe. So we will see. So, I will put this little thing at the end that just tells you, don't look, observe, don't swallow, taste, don't sleep, dream, don't think, feel, and don't just exist, live. And that's what you want to do. You want to be mindful. You don't want to be on autopilot. You got to have goals, and you have to have mindfulness. So I hope you like the video. I hope that it helps you out somehow. And if you want, share it with somebody. I love your comments. I'm going to do a meeting next week. I'll post it on Saturday, even though I'm going to be out of town. I don't know what day I'm going to go to a meeting next week, but I am planning on going to a meeting. And when I do, I will post a video. So I will see you guys next week.